21:10, I knocked on the door at the penthouse suite, 'cause I needed more from you.
Hi everyone. It feels surreal to be filming again. Uh, Honestly, I was not sure if I should, film again because it's been months. But today I woke up and thought maybe it's time. And thank you for those who reached out to me on Instagram and really motivated me to pick up the camera. Life feels a bit like a draft right now. Not polished, not finished, very messy, but I think it's still worth sharing. So, since my exams ended, so much has happened. Um, I went back home to Delhi. I went by Rajdhani train. It was an adventure in itself. It was me, my mum, Simba, and Dash. It was a crazy, crazy ride. But by the time we reached Delhi, I was like, good lord, everything is went fine, touch wood. Whew. So once I reached home with my dogs, I also helped my family get the house renovated, and I was just juggling so many things, deciding about what to do with my career, what next, what are the steps. It just felt grounding to be back home, I won't lie, but then there was a part of me which was kind of missing, coming back to my own space. So I finished law school recently, and those 3 years were some of the most intense yet rewarding years of my life. I worked really hard, and in the end, I also managed to top my class for all the 3 years. Alongside college, I also interned at a hardcore criminal law firm, drafting, research, court visits. It wasn't glamorous, but it taught me the real texture of law. The deadlines, the responsibility, the weight of dealing with someone's life on paper. It shaped me in ways that books never could. So, after that kind of intensity of exam preparation, etc., I wanted to hit the pause button intentionally. So, I packed up and then straight went to Chennai to meet my best friend. And I spent some time with her. I was also there for work in Madras High Court. After that, I came back to Bangalore, and then I ended up again booking my tickets to leave with my dogs along with my mum to New Delhi. So we left in a train, like I told you before in the starting, and it was one hell of a ride. It was its own little adventure, but being home meant mornings with chai, the sound of my parents talking in the next room, and the comfort of, the place that I have grown up in. I even got to renovate parts of the house, like put love back into the walls, and that time in Delhi grounded me in a way I did not even know I needed. Post that, I headed back to Bangalore again. The weather was weathering. I think till now, till I'm uploading my video, it's been raining incessantly. And the amazing weather was not the cherry on top. The cherry on top this time was that Ganesh Chaturthi was just 2 days away, like since I landed in Bangalore. I was so stoked and so happy because every year since 2022, which also happened to be the year I shifted into this house, I get Ganesha home and I keep him for 5 days. And it's just the most joyous time of the year for me because I get to personally get my connection through with God, or so I would like to believe. And it's almost like a reminder that even when life feels unsettled, there is still room for joy, for community, and for new beginnings because that's what Ganesha means. I also do a lot of sattvic cooking, and certain dishes which I don't think I can cook at home, I order from outside. And I also squeezed in time to watch the Rajnikant movie this year. I think it's a cute little tradition that I follow from Chennai till date. And since I'm back, I also have to decide between Delhi and Bangalore. Honestly, Bangalore feels like an opportunity, and Delhi is literally home. And in between, there is me trying to figure out where I belong. I have weighed the pros and cons of both, and I have job offers from both cities. And I feel like sometimes having a lot of options also is a bad thing because if I had just one single option, I would have not batted an eyelid. So, if in case I have to stay in Bangalore, I went and checked out
2 flats just yesterday as I'm posting this video. And these areas are right next to the court, proper like in South Bangalore and Central Bangalore. So even though they are smaller flats, the rent is pretty much what I pay where I'm currently living. Moving houses, choosing a city, deciding on a certain career trajectory, they're all really big shifts. And so I just keep telling myself that, okay, it's okay if the picture isn't clear yet. I keep telling myself that I will survive this, even though I spend hours and hours scrolling online trying to look for a flat. But, maybe it's okay. Maybe all I need to do is take the next small step and trust that clarity will come when it is ready. I cannot force it.
All phases of my life, be it when I was representing India professionally as an international rifle shooter, I think over a decade of my life has gone in doing just that. And that time I was fairly juvenile. I was in the youth Indian team, the junior Indian team, then I entered the senior Indian team. And all this while I transitioned from 10th boards to 12th boards to my my history degree in DU in Stephens. I covered, and then even after my degree had gotten over, I was still shooting. Then came the lockdown, and then in the lockdown I decided that chalo kuch karte hain, UPSC try karte hain, because ever since I was a kid that was my main goal. In fact, I had taken history also thinking that I'll do UPSC. Although at the back of my mind, my parents still nudge me saying that don't give up just yet. It's only been 2 attempts. You have to keep doing it. But when I reached that point of burnout, I thought, mere ko law karna hai. I want to get into law. In fact, law was also at the back of my mind. After school, I remember telling my dad, Papa, mere ko karna hai law. He was like, nahi, don't do law, do something else. And उसके बाद I never really questioned that decision. मेरे को लगा कि बाद में भी कर सकते हैं, because my dad said you can do law बाद में also, that's not a problem. Every phase of my life, be it shooting, be it my UPSC journey, or be it my law journey, everything has prepared me so well for the future. Touch wood, I feel like this unconventional career path is so interesting, is something which not everybody has done or will be ever thinking of doing. And that kind of motivates me to even do better in my future. And that also is the source of all my anxiety, of my overthinking, of my overwhelm. My mind sometimes feels like it has too many tabs open, like one after the other, and it's just like dominoes. Like everything will come all at once and everything will come fall together in my brain like a brain dump, and I wouldn't be able to wrap my head around it. I have thoughts of career, of finances, of my personal life, of relationships, of love, of parents, of my future, about uncertainties, about where to stay, like which city to choose to work in, like all these big decisions of my life. But then I remind myself that maybe I'm not alone. I'm sure all of you all, or maybe some of you all, are going through the same thing. It's just so overwhelming. But then comes those days where I have these quiet moments, like sitting down, making my cup of coffee or chai, adrak wali chai, right in the morning if the weather's too cold, or if I want like a huge bump in my energy, then I would go for coffee. I would journal. I would see my dogs play and be in the moment, and just watching how the sunlight moves through the clouds. Like, I might sound stupid, but in those anxious times, those small things act as reminders that I don't necessarily need all the answers today. I don't necessarily have to figure out everything today. And then I just sit down, breathe in the middle of it all, and then few moments pass and I'm back to overthinking again, back to my anxious thoughts. And then I get the stress of making time-bound decisions, because there are certain decisions which have to be taken in a timely manner. Like if I have to move out, I have given notice to my landlord, so I need to move out within that time frame. And if things are not working out for me about where the other house will be, it is so difficult. That's all I really wanted to share. Not advice, not answers, just the current stage of life that I am at. Thank you for being there and waiting for my vlogs. Hopefully, I'll shoot my next vlogs from a new place with new energy. And I'm also going to take you on the journey of finding a place for myself, doing some house hunting, and if I decide to go back to Delhi, then Delhi vlogs and life back at home. Till then, take care of yourself and keep working hard towards your goals and towards your pursuits, and always, always, always stay true to yourself.